once again.
Hello again, Jimmy here from O'Reilly's Autos, and we talked before about neglected maintenance on vehicles, and we're going to talk here about part 2. So here's the car we're going to use. It's a Vauxhall Astra, and we are going to talk about the brake fluid today. Here we are in the engine bay, and we have the brake reservoir here. And if you look at our previous video, we have a video of this car where we've opened the reservoir here to change the clutch fluid, and you can see the state that the fluid was in. So this has already been flushed for the clutch. Now we're going to flush it for the brakes. First off, we're going to start on the rear wheels. So first off, we're going to lift the car up with a jack here. So we're going to get the wheel bolts off here. Now we're going to come inside and look for the brake bleeding nipple, which is here. Just get a light on there, just right there. Take the cap off. We'll be using this device here. It's our one-man bleeding kit. We'll connect this end up to the reservoir here and fit that on. Now the cap's on, and we're going to pump up some pressure into this, and this is using this method. If you want to see other methods of doing it, you can watch our other videos. We'll put this into a playlist where we have other brake repairs and other methods to do it if you haven't got this tool. So now we've built the pressure up on there. I'm going to come back to the brake line, get a piece of tubing that fits over the top, just fit that on there, get the other end of the tube, put it in a suitable bottle just to capture any waste fluid. We're going to use one of these flared brake tool spanners. You can use a standard one, but it's a bit safer to use one of these. Grips a little bit better. We're just going to remove that hose temporarily. We'll get our spanner over here, so that's slipped on nice and tight. Put our hose back on. Now we can open it. Just have to make sure it doesn't slip. Just move it over a little bit there so we can get a better turn on it. Now we've got that turned. Just keep an eye on our hose here to see when we've got our fluid coming out. And there we've got it out. We're just going to let that run until the colour sort of clears up a little bit. Now we can just have a look at the bottom of the bottle there. You can see the colour of the fluid, how black that is. And we shouldn't have to change too much fluid, maybe 50 ml to 100 ml. Now we can see that's running a little bit clearer, and that's plenty enough fluid we flushed out there. Close up the nipple and remove the hose, and we've put that wheel back on. Now we'll move on to the next wheel. We're on the next side, wheel off, and the same procedure again. Just fill in some more fluid from this side, and we're going to check the colour of the fluid as it's flowing. So once it's cleared up, got that yellow tint off it, we can close up this side again. And if I press it against the bottle here, you can just get a better, see the colour a little bit better of the fluid there. The main thing that we're looking at getting rid of is all of this black sort of soot that you can see inside floating around. Without leaving the old fluid in there for too long like that, you can put excessive wear on the braking components like your seals and whatever inside. We've got seals up the front at the master cylinder and the slave cylinder, and of course your braking down here, and you can also get a soft pedal, lose braking force if the brake fluid gets too bad. We can see that fluid's cleared up nicely. We're gonna close it up, and we'll put the cap back on there. We've spilled a little bit there, so we're just going to use some brake cleaner just to wash that away. Now we've moved on to the front of the car, and just down here again we've got a nipple cover. Take that off, get our spanner on there, and we'll get our tube, slip our tube on, and then we'll open this up all the way around, and we should start seeing some fluid coming out again. There we go. And again, same procedure, we're just waiting for the dark colour to fade away. And we'll just close that up, pull our pipe out. Now the fluid has actually got darker. It's more dark than it was at the rear end. You can see the colour of that. And we've moved on to the final wheel here. Just flowing some fluid out. So we've basically taken about 200 ml from each wheel. Now this wheel is cleared up, the fluid's clearing out a bit. We're on 750 millimeters. Now we can release the pressure on our pressure bleeder here. Once all the pressure is released, we'll unscrew the cap here, and we'll put our cap back on. Use some brake cleaner just to spray up wherever we've spilt any excess fluid. Spray it all around there, everywhere. And here's the nasty looking fluid that we've taken out. Even though the car has full service history, you can see the state of that. Full service history mainly is done at most garages, just changing the engine filters and oils. They don't usually do this unless they're specifically asked. So the moral of this story is, if you can do this yourself, I'd advise you to do it. If not, bring it to a garage and specifically ask to have the brake fluid flushed. So that's all on this car for this video, but we're going to have plenty more videos in this playlist of other items that are usually neglected during normal servicing. So we'll see you on the next video with this, probably the same car. See you next time.